Hello, CK. Thank you so much for joining the personal branding series that I run on my blog. This is a long-running series with thought leaders to understand how they have gone about their journey, and so that others can benefit from their experiences. So, thank you for taking the time to do this. Before we get started, it'll be great if you could quickly introduce yourself for the benefit of our audience.
Sure. My pleasure, Anisu. Thanks for inviting me for this session. I think it was nice that we could connect on LinkedIn. Yeah, so a brief background about me. I've got about close to about 40 years of experience now, right? A lot of it was in the corporate sector. So I've handled a variety of leadership roles. Uh, Close to 28 years in the corporate sector, worked with a company called Modi Xerox for 16 years, where I worked my way up from an area sales manager to an executive director. Then another 7 years in the telecom sector, as CEO with Airtel Broadband in Bangalore 20 years ago, and then in Reliance Communication in Bombay. And my last stint was with a US-based recruitment firm called Manpower, heading 8 business verticals. So broadly, my career was across 5 organizations. All different industries, all different kinds of roles, and 4 different locations. So I think I've seen a lot across locations, across industries, and across roles. And I think I've grown in the process, right? So I started off my career as a graduate engineer trainee in Crompton Greaves, and then I worked my way all the way up to becoming a leader of people, right?
Right.
This was till about 10 years ago, to the year 2010, post which we decided this is a good time to actually give back our learnings and experiences. A business partner of mine and myself,
Right.
between us, we had about 60 years of experience to share back with people, right?
Right.
So we started off a career as entrepreneurs about 10 years ago. So we literally had to reinvent ourselves, right? So suddenly, when you're a very senior person in the corporate sector and then you become an entrepreneur, you're nobody.
Yeah.
Right? So we had to start from scratch. Nobody knew us. Nobody knew what we do. And we started off as business mentors and worked a lot with the SME sector, with the startup sector, with the family business sector, helping them to scale up their businesses, and bring a professional approach to an entrepreneurial way of working. Right. So that was what we started doing. Along the way, I also realized that the leaders are the bottleneck in many places. So I got into leadership coaching and executive coaching. And today, if I look back at the last 10 years, it's been a mixture of business mentoring for the business side, leadership and executive coaching for the individual development.
Right.
It could be entrepreneurs, it could be women entrepreneurs, it could be senior corporate leaders, it could be directors in various large multinationals. It doesn't matter. End of the day, you're coaching an individual,
Right.
or I'm mentoring an organization. So to keep
Got
it
it.
short, I think roughly this is my 40 years, broken up into 2 stints, 28 years of corporate, 29 years of corporate, and about 10 plus years of entrepreneurship.
Fantastic. That's an incredible journey and a great way to kind of summarize it. So if let me begin by asking you the first question, what's your definition of personal branding? How do how do you define it?
I think to me, personal branding is what you stand for, what you really stand for. I gave my own example. For instance, when you're working in a large corporate, you are normally associated with that organization and with the designation, right? So when you tell somebody you're a vice president of a big company or you're a director in a big company, it carries a lot of weight.
Correct.
There's a lot of aura around the company and aura around the position, right?
Right.
But to
Yeah.
me, that's still not your personal brand.
Yeah.
You're clinging on to a company brand name. You're clinging on to a title for giving yourself importance. Right? I think your personal brand to me is what you really stand for. How do people look at you? If you're a leader, senior leader, how do people look at you? Right? Do they respect you?
Right.
Do you command respect or do you demand respect? Right?
Yeah.
Do you leave behind a legacy that when you move from company to company, role to role, do the people remember you so many years later? Oh, I used to work with CK. I really look forward to what I learned from him. If that impression remains many, many years later,
Right.
I think then you've created a good personal brand for yourself.
Great. Great. That's a great definition. So, if I would ask you, I mean, I know you won't admit it, but you are definitely a personal brand in your own right. But what are some of the signs that tell you that you are a personal brand?
I don't know if I'm a personal brand as such, but having been an entrepreneur, I realized that I was starting from ground zero again. Right?
Mm.
There's no point telling somebody that I was an executive director, I was CEO. That's all history, right? It is
Yeah,
what you are. It's what you are today. It's what you are
correct.
today. So I
Mm.
realized that people must see the value of what you do.
Mm.
How are you able to add value to people, right?
Right,
But it could be with your experiences or whatever. But how do you add value to people, and how do you make a difference to them?
right.
So when I started off as a business mentor, I realized that within the first 1 year, we were able to impact at least 4 or 5 organizations deeply, right?
Mm.
And the very fact that those organizations understood how mentoring could actually help them,
Mm.
and how it made a difference to the way their team was working, the way their organization started growing, right?
Right.
There was a lot of gratitude
Mm.
which we received back, right?
Absolutely.
So that also gave us a confidence that look, even though we've left the corporate sector and we've chosen our new profession, right?
Mm.
And we ourselves were learning on the job,
Yeah,
but we were able to add value and make a difference to organizations or to individuals. Right?
got it.
The kind of testimonials that they were willing to give, the kind of video feedbacks, audio feedbacks, written feedbacks that we got in the first 1 or 2 years, right? Really
Mm.
got helped us to realize that look, we are making a difference, and that is
Mm.
the brand that we need to convey.
Right.
So I think a lot of the personal branding at my end was to sort of uh, make people aware of
Mm.
what mentoring is, what coaching is, how it can make a difference to people, how it can make a difference to organizations, share
Mm.
case studies, share success stories.
Right.
And I think in the process of sharing that, I also realized that I have a lot of experience. Right?
Mm.
So I think about 6, 7 years back, I started writing articles.
Mm.
I
Mm.
started writing articles on leadership. I started
Mm.
writing articles on entrepreneurship.
Mm.
I in fact even wrote an article on personal branding a couple of
Oh,
years
great.
back. Years back,
Okay.
is saying how powerful is your brand, right?
Mm.
Because
Mm.
I realized that when you want to reinvent yourself, it's not
Yeah,
easy.
absolutely.
And I've seen that with a lot of corporate leaders who've left in their 40s and 50s and started becoming entrepreneurs. They
Mm.
suddenly feel loss of importance. Suddenly you're
Yeah.
nobody. Suddenly you're
Yeah.
nobody. So you're
Yeah.
continuing to cling on to your past glory instead of focusing on your present.
Fantastic.
So I
Okay.
think personal branding was a slow and steady process. Writing articles, writing blogs, writing posts, right?
Mm.
Sharing success stories,
Mm.
uh, being part of other entrepreneur groups, letting
Mm.
them know what business mentoring is, what business coaching is. I
Right.
think it was a slow and steady process. There's no quick fix with this, right? And
Got it.
using social media as much as fun as possible.
Mm.
So that
Got
is
it.
what I did. Although I must confess that I have only been on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
I have consciously stayed away from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Although
Okay.
those are all today very very important for building a brand and building a this thing. I
Got it.
have not gone behind that path. Right? I thought
Mm.
LinkedIn is a commercial, it's a professional forum, so I'd much rather be there. Right? I want people to know me as a professional,
Right. Absolutely. Great
not so
point.
much
Yeah.
as a person, not so much as a.
Fantastic. CK, so I just want to ask you, so what you mentioned some of the building blocks, like you mentioned about, you need to leave a mark and you need to reinvent yourself. But what according to you are some of those, building blocks of a personal brand, and how do people perceive you? What are some of the keywords that come to people's minds when they think of CK?
I was thinking about this, in fact, when you reached out to me for this particular thing, because just very recently, in fact, I had done a video on executive presence, right?
Right.
And executive presence is also linked to personal branding in a way because it's about how you carry yourself. It's about, again, about whether you command respect, demand respect, what is your credibility, right?
Absolutely.
So I came up with an acronym saying that if you want to build your personal brand, you play your cards right,
Mm.
right? So let me say what is cards. I mean, for me, C stands for credibility.
Mm.
Are you building your credibility as a professional? Right?
Mm. Mm.
I think A stands for authenticity. How
Fantastic.
authentic? How authentic are you? Right?
Mm.
Are you putting on a mask, right? Do people see through you, or they see that this person is somebody you can look up to, right?
Right.
That authentic nature comes out very clearly. Right?
Right.
R is about reliability.
Mm.
That if we deal with so and so professional, right, would he take us for a ride? Would he
Yeah.
cheat us, or
Mm.
is he very reliable?
Mm. Right.
D is, to me, D is about discipline and dependability.
Mm.
As a professional, are you disciplined? Are you dependable? Right?
Got
When
it.
somebody deals with you, do they know that, look, we can trust this guy and everything will get done. He's there for us. That dependability, I think, to me, plays a very big role
Absolutely.
in the way people look at you as a brand. Right?
Mm. Mm.
And I think the last one is the S is really simplicity.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Right? Despite whatever position you have achieved in life, despite whatever success you have, are
Mm.
you down to earth? Are you humble? Are you simple?
Right.
So
Right.
to me, credibility, credible, authentic, reliable, dependable, and simple.
Mm.
This really is what constitutes what a personal brand should stand for. What are the attributes of a personal brand?
Fantastic. And how do, like, the second part of the question is about what are some of the keywords that come to people's minds when they think of CK as a personal brand?
Without sounding boastful, I think most of them. I think in the last 10 years, I've managed credibility. I think I've managed to be very authentic. People know that I'm very, very genuine, right? Reliability, definitely, yes. Going by what feedback my clients have always talked about, right? Dependability, very much. Clients, in fact, I have clients who come back from 6 years back, 7 years back, 8 years back, because this is the impression that they had. Right?
Right.
But just this morning, in fact, I've just finalized a coaching deal for a client in Hyderabad, and
Right.
this is somebody who I had worked with about 8 years ago,
Okay.
in the early stage of my career, 2000, when I started as an entrepreneur, right?
Right.
And he said, when I was looking for a coach for my leaders,
Mm.
I could only think of your name,
Right.
right? So I think that is the credibility and dependability.
Okay. Got it.
And I think the last one is that, cut your ego. Be
Mm.
simple, be humble, be down to earth. People really appreciate that. And I think
Right.
that goes a long way in building a personal brand.
Got it. Fantastic. And if I could ask you to, reflect on your journey, and if there were some signs that told you, yes, I'm doing this right in terms of personal branding, or there are some things which I need to make course corrections on. So what are some of those signs that you got while you were engaging with people, when you went through your career, when you went through your entrepreneurial journey?
If I look back at my corporate career, I think there was always a level of respect for me as a professional,
Mm.
right? So that obviously told me that I was doing something right.
Mm.
Even now, people who worked with me 20 years back, 15 years back, still have very high regards for me, right?
Right.
As a
Right.
professional, as a professional.
Right.
So that obviously told me that I was on the right track.
Mm.
But as an entrepreneur, I had to reestablish all that all over again.
Got it.
The very fact that people are coming back to me after 8 years, 6 years, 5 years, right?
Right.
Many of my clients are actually repeat clients, and they
Mm.
come back after a couple of years, right?
Mm.
Which
Mm.
means the
Mm.
first impression has lasted with me.
Got it.
So those have told me that I'm on the right track, right?
Right.
Where I needed to course correct was that, I'm a bit stubborn, sense that a lot of people advise me that I should get onto Facebook and get onto Instagram. I should get on Twitter, and I said no, I'm not interested. Right? So maybe I lost out because of that. Maybe I could have been, had a lot
Right.
more people following me, a lot more.
Right.
But I've chosen this path. I'm quite happy with.
Right. Right. Fantastic. So, CK, while you went through your journey, so there have been obviously a lot of challenges and struggles that you faced to build your personal brand. So, if you can just share a couple of examples of what some of those struggles are and how did you go about overcoming them? What techniques did you use?
I think my biggest struggle is I'm actually quite an introvert.
Okay.
Although I spent 30 years in sales and marketing and business and stuff like that, even yesterday I was telling somebody in college, in my engineering college days, I was the quiet guy in my class. right?
Right.
And then I
Right.
joined sales, and then I joined sales, right? Even now, when we meet as classmates 40 years later, I'm still the quietest guy in that batch, right? So
Right.
if I go for a typical networking event, I would always be quiet. I would not be the center of attention. I would not be sort of having people around me.
Right.
So my normal nature was to be low profile,
Hmm.
right? But I realized that as an entrepreneur, as a solo entrepreneur,
Right.
the only way you can get clients, the only way you can get business is by letting people know who you are
Hmm.
and what you do and what are you good at, right?
Right. Yeah.
So in a way, I think the initial struggle was how do I start projecting myself?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So slowly, I think after the first year, when we started getting client testimonials, etc., I started sharing that.
Hmm.
Then I started writing a few articles on leadership, and then I realized that I like writing, right?
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
writing was a way of expressing all my experiences and
Okay.
sharing my experiences.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
couple of people told me I should write a book, and I said, look, I'm not interested in writing a book, but I'm okay writing short articles. I'm
Right.
okay with it.
Right. Yeah.
So I think it's a constant evolution, right?
Hmm.
Uh, then I slowly realized that one has to project oneself. People don't
Hmm.
know what you do and what you're good at, then how
Hmm.
would you reach out? Right? You
Correct.
will be one among many, many entrepreneurs out there in the market.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Many mentors, one among many coaches. How do you stand out from the crowd?
Hmm.
There I realized that to stand out from the crowd, you have to talk about what you're good at
Hmm.
and be apologetic about it, not be defensive about it,
Right.
without bragging too much.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're visible, kind of stuff. That is the approach I launched.
Fantastic. That's great, great insight. So now there are like a lot of entrepreneurs or at least aspiring entrepreneurs out there. So what's your advice and what do you recommend for people who want to start building their personal brand and they don't know where to start? So where's this? What's the starting point according to you?
I have been dealing with a lot of entrepreneurs in the last 10 years because being a mentor and a coach myself, right?
Mm,
I have seen at very close quarters the kind of struggles that they go through, right?
mm,
Many of them go through the same struggles that I went through when I started my journey.
right.
So I was always able to share this is what I think you should be doing, try more of this, get more visible,
Mm,
try and share more stuff on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional forum. The people who are interested in what you write will like what you write. The
right.
people who are not interested will not care. It's okay, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've been encouraging a lot of people to start posting articles,
Mm,
posting short article blogs, short posts on LinkedIn about their work,
mm,
about their niche, and
mm,
how they are going to stand out, right? Because if they don't do that, they're not going to get very far.
got it.
The second thing which I started recently during the lockdown, actually again happened by accident, was that when the lockdown happened in the month of March, I had a news channel from Kerala who had some interaction with when I went in January for an entrepreneurial summit there.
Mhm,
She reached out to me saying that this COVID has struck now. A lot of entrepreneurs are going to get affected.
mm,
Could you share a video with me on what advice or tips you would like to give to entrepreneurs? Right.
right.
Till then I'd not made a video at all. I'd only been
Right.
writing articles and blogs. So I took my phone and tried my hand at making a video. It was obviously a very amateur, scrappy effort. Right.
Right.
But she liked the content and actually published it on the news channels in multiple languages. Right.
Okay.
So that was my starting point of making videos.
Mm,
Then I had another Vadvani Foundation, which is an entrepreneurial ecosystem. They
mm,
reached out to me saying that can you make out some videos for entrepreneurship?
mm,
So I realized that that also is a good medium, right?
mm,
Not everybody reads articles, not everybody watches videos, but if you've got different kinds of ways of communicating, it would obviously make a difference. So it could be that some people like reading articles, some people like podcasts, some people like videos. And so I encourage entrepreneurs also saying that experiment with different mediums and see what works for you. Right?
got it.
If your product or service is the kind of thing that will appeal to people on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, please be there.
Right.
So I have some of my clients who are entrepreneurs but not good at projecting themselves. So
Mm,
they are lot more active now on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and getting a lot of visibility there. For
mm,
them, LinkedIn may not be the right forum. right?
Correct.
So I think
Right.
as professionals, we need to figure out through trial and error which are the right ways of the right medium that can work for you, right?
Got it.
So that
Got
you
it.
gradually are able to increase your visibility, have more people starting to follow you, more
Mm.
people getting interested in what you are actually doing, right?
Right.
And one last advice I give to all entrepreneurs is that do not fight your battle alone.
Mm.
Your personal brand will only get built up when you start networking. I
Mm.
think networking is a very critical element. Choose the right networks where you
Right.
can connect like-minded people.
Yeah.
And here again, I was not a natural networker, but despite that, I got into a network about 3 years ago.
Right.
I left it also into I left it after 2 years. But I'm saying that in those 2 years, I realized that there's a lot of power in networking
Right.
because it's about hundreds of people getting to know you and you getting to know them. Right?
Right.
So I coined the term called V-commerce. V-commerce,
Okay.
which means when you collaborate with people, right, you
Yeah.
can do much more than you
Absolutely.
can do on your own. And that thing that enhances your personal brand as well, because you are seen as a giver, you're seen as a collaborator, you're
Right.
not seen as a self-centered, only looking at your interest kind of a person. I think so.
Yeah.
Networking plus blogging
Hmm.
and being on social media are broadly the advices which I give to any other entrepreneur. Because
Fantastic.
I've gone through the journey myself and I've seen what works and what doesn't work.
Great. So if I were to ask you to, think about your journey, if there's one thing you wanted to change and do it differently, what would that be in terms of your personal brand?
I think this lockdown has been very good for me in the sense that it got me to actually do videos, right?
Right.
Now, because I did the videos, I've actually got about half a dozen plus videos on business. I've got a couple of videos on music. I've created my own YouTube channel. Now I'm getting a different set of people following my YouTube channel, right?
Right.
And I think that was one thing. I think the second one is I had a lot of entrepreneur groups reaching out to me to do webinars,
Hmm.
saying that look, this whole COVID thing is a tough phase, and
Yeah.
can you do webinars to a larger group of 60, 70, 80 participants across the country or beyond the country as well? Right. I've also been part of a women leadership program, 3 month women leadership program. So I've
Right.
realized that the virtual world actually expands your horizons. Right?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
longer confined to no longer confined to a city like Bangalore. Your audience can be national. Your audience can be global. Right.
Right.
I think looking back, I think till this lockdown happened, I did not even think about that.
Hmm.
Now my mind is very open, saying that look, I can coach or mentor anybody anywhere in
Right.
the world is. So I think
Correct.
that's been a good learning. That's been a good learning.
Great.
Sometimes you convert an adversity into an opportunity.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. And now with COVID-19, and like you mentioned, the lot of people who feel that, oh, the people have tried to misuse this opportunity and become different. They try to put themselves in a different league because of it. Now, what's the advice for people in terms of crises, and what should they do differently, or how should personal brands approach crises like COVID-19, if at all anything happens like this in the future?
Can you just spell out a little bit more about the crisis part?
No, so what I meant was, with COVID-19 and the fact that it has disrupted how we do
Yeah.
things, there have been cases where a lot of brands have tried to benefit from it, and therefore their brands have got impacted. Now, how should personal brands be thinking about their own conduct in this kind of a scenario, or in future when the crisis like this happens?
I think to a large extent I would again go back to the cards, right?
Right. Right.
Crisis or no crisis, the way you approach the client, the way you approach the market, the
Hmm.
credibility with which you go, how
Right.
authentic you are, how reliable you are, how dependable you are, I think people will see through that, right?
Yeah.
If you're trying to take advantage of a crisis, people will see through it, and I think that will kill your brand, right?
Right.
The
Right.
repeat clients, the word of mouth, the kind of damage that can happen is much more. So it's not worth it.
Got
There
it.
will always be fly-by-night operators. There will always be people looking for shortcuts, but I think that's not sustainable. That's not sustainable.
Okay. And any names that come to your mind, couple of names whom you look up to as personal brands, and what are some of their characteristics?
I think if I look back at the corporate sector, since I've worked a lot in the corporate sector, although I've not worked in those organizations, I think definitely somebody like Azim Premji from Wipro, right? I think he stands out. He stands out as somebody who is so humble, so down to earth, so philanthropic, right? He's willing to give a lot of his wealth out to other
Yeah.
causes and not just focusing on profit, profit, profit. I mean, profit is not a dirty word, but
Yeah.
if the focus is only on profit and exploiting the system to grow,
Yeah.
then it's not good. So I think he comes across as a very balanced, ethical, value driven kind of person.
Got it.
A lot of people respect Narayan Murthy as well, but I mean that's a kind of a mixed bag. Uh, that's from the world of corporate, right? If I look at the world of sports, I think I've always been a big fan of quiet leadership. Right?
Mhm.
I've been a quiet leader myself, and I think we saw it recently in the cricket series in Australia. I had very very high respect for Rahane, for
Right.
Pujara, right? I think they came from the old school of following certain values and
Yeah.
being down to earth, being humble,
Mm.
right? Not going around broadcasting that I'm the best in the world and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think, to me, I think humility and simplicity are the things which I look up to.
Mm.
However successful a person is, if they can
Yeah.
remain simple and humble, I think that's a huge plus.
Absolutely. That's a great point. And as we wrap up, CK, wanted to ask you, is there one recipe for you have, or mantra which you use for personal branding success? Apart from the cards acronym which you have, but is there one line which sums up your personal branding recipe?
I would say be consistent. Be
Mm.
consistent. For instance, I am only on LinkedIn, but I
Right.
make it a point to be on LinkedIn every day.
Mm. Got it.
More than half my business comes through connections, contacts,
Right.
collaborations which have happened through LinkedIn, right? So uh, I don't think there's a single day where I missed out that, right?
Got
Now
it.
there's no point being active for one day, then going to sleep for 1 week, and then coming back again. So I think consistent is very important.
Got it.
Second thing I think is to figure out what's working for you, what's not working for you.
Mm. Mm.
In the earlier days when I used to put out a post and I find that the very few views or very few likes, I used to get disappointed. Now it doesn't
Mm.
affect me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sharing what I want to share. If somebody likes it, great. If somebody doesn't like it, it's okay. Right? So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
it's about you also changing your viewpoint, saying that look, I am doing something to share my knowledge.
Correct.
Those who
Yeah.
want to benefit from it will benefit from it. Those who are not having benefit from it is fine.
Yeah.
Somebody keeps on telling me that no, when you're making a video, it should not be more than 4 minutes.
Mm.
I have struggled to make a video in 4 minutes. All my videos have been 8 to 9 minutes.
Right.
And
Right.
I said, look, if the rule is 4 minutes, I am going for 8 minutes. Those who have time for 8 minutes, good for them. Those who don't have time, can't help it. Right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think over a period of time, you figure out that you do what you're convinced about,
Right.
and don't
Absolutely.
just follow the herd. Right. Just because somebody has told you this is the rule, so you follow the rule. I think
Yeah.
as an entrepreneur, we have to be able to, challenge assumptions, create our own rules. Some
Right.
of it will work, some of it will not work, and that's okay. That's a part
Yeah.
of the learning journey as you go along.
Got it. Fantastic. This has been brilliant, CK. Thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate you doing this, and great words of wisdom. I'm sure people will love it. So thank you so much for doing it again.
Thank you, Anasu. I think thanks for reaching out to me on LinkedIn. Again, it happened through LinkedIn, so I think that shows that how connections just happen, and I think
Yeah,
those connections then go much beyond what one would have even anticipated. And I think
absolutely.
thank you so much for taking the time and reaching out.
No
I
problem.
hope this
Pleasure.
video is useful to people who see it as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.